But I know that was something that Clem was really excited about. Again, we spoke about this during the podcast, but Clem, he was on the Comeback TV podcast not too long ago, last week, and he was actually asked about his PvT, and we already spoke about this yesterday if you were here. I'll just reiterate it one more time. That Clem was talking about how he was having a really hard time finding PvT practice in Europe, just because there aren't many strong Terran players in Europe to practice with. And they made some jokes about spirits and stuff, about how whenever Clem would like ask Spirit for custom Spirit, he would say no. he did not want to play TvP. But that was one of the things that Clem was excited about when it comes to going to Korea, because that's where all the Terrans are, right? That's where all the Terrans are. Gumiho, Bunny, Kyor, Maru, Byun, Ryung as well. So he's able to work on his PvT while in Korea. But here we go. We're getting into our next matchup. We're getting into our best of 5 grand finals, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have our French Terran player. We have our blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player, the Protoss player himself. We have the German Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. Let's go. Let us go. EU has Eurmarine. Yes, but you would never say that you'd prefer practicing with one player compared to like 5 or 6, right? Like, you would not pose that as an argument as to why you should like stay in Korea for TvP practice. So Clem, very excited. As here we go, we're getting into the grand finals here into our best of 5. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Oh, it is Gamba time. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Let's go. As we're getting into our grand finals. Getting into our TvP. As a reminder as well, this is the best of 5. Best of 5. As we have our initial openers, as we have our initial setup. Coming into this, Clem is going to be the favorite player. I want to say that ShoWTimE, I want to say that he has been looking quite impressive as of late. I mean, the most impressive result that we've seen as of late is his win over Byun earlier in this broadcast. ShoWTimE has had a harder time against Byun as of late. Again, if you've been watching the Sparkling Tuna Cup, you would be aware of that. We were just praising Byun's more aggressive TvP style with a lot more drop-heavy play. So ShoWTimE already showing off his TvP prowess or PvT prowess against Byun, and we'll see how he compares to Clem this week. Let's go. Let us go. For now, welcome one all to Pylon. It is going to be an economic opener. I should emphasize that to Clem. Welcome to Pylon. Pylon is known for more aggressive games. It can be a really awkward map to end up in a longer game in, just because the rotations are so fast and so quick, and your bases are so exposed as well. So players can be quite uncomfortable in a longer kind of setup here on Pylon, but we'll see. We'll see how our players will approach this. We did have Clem be very aggressive against Max. We saw a lot of that on Torches, if you recall, and even in the Ace match as well. And we'll see if that trend continues here. For now, Twilight Council opener out of ShoWTimE. It's going to be a Twilight Council opener heading into Blink. The Reaper does scout, does confirm, Clem is aware. He's aware of the tech of choice. Behind this, we have our 1-1-1 setup. So standard follow-up here out of Clem. Likewise, going for a Widowmine drop first. We're not rushing into an early Tech Lab. We're not rushing into an early Cyclone. Initially, Widowmine drop, then into the add-ons. And we'll keep an eye on the add-ons. Likewise, so will ShoWTimE. It's going to be up to ShoWTimE to keep an eye on making sure there's no Banshee play, there's no shenanigans when it comes to the follow-up. So far, shading in. So far, not able to see too much. Behind this, we have a 3-gate setup. So 3-gate Blink, we have a Robo as well on 2 bases. So very safe play at a ShoWTimE, which is what we expect. He does not rush into a faster third. I would say that he had the opportunity to do so because it was an economic build out of Clem, but he's opting not to. He's opting to play it safe. As we are still waiting for the mine drop. There we go, Tech Lab on the factory. We'll see if it's Tech Lab into tank production, Tech Lab into add-on swap instead. As here comes the drop. And it is add-on swap. Okay, we have confirmation. So going straight for the add-on swap. And again, it's going to be on ShoWTimE to confirm this. Ooh, not Banshee, Raven. Okay, standard Raven follow-up here out of Clem. Mind Drop is on the way, making his way towards a natural. And you can see that ShoWTimE is already getting observers. He already has that robo. Again, really safe play out of him. Mind Drop comes in, and ShoWTimE, he does pull away in time. He does react. He does respond. Oh. Despite that, shot will go off, and we'll get one probe. Whew, thankfully. One probe goes down, and likewise in the main base, doesn't get a shot off. Nice defense by ShoWTimE. Very nice. Cleans up both mines. The medevac does survive for the time being, but there's no threat here. Technically, ShoWTimE, he may not be fully... Nah, he knows. Okay. Yeah, he knows. He does move out. I was gonna say that for all he knows, there could be like a hidden third widow mine inside of the medevac, but he just ignores it. He believes that he has dealt with it. He moves out. He does intercept. Very nice interception. Blink is done, and he does dive in, and he shuts down the Raven. Very nice cleanup here. ShoWTimE, he shuts down the Raven, shuts down the widow mine. So far, ShoWTimE has had a much stronger early game. And Clem, he's stuck at home. He's stuck at home. He is contained. It's going to be up to ShoWTimE to make sure that stays the case. He does contain Clem. Poking in, gets a Marine. So again, a really strong start here from ShoWTimE. Behind this, getting to +1, getting to charge. Again, it is standard to delay your splash damage. So he's delaying his choice to go into Colossus or Storm. Focusing on the gateway composition. Now, after the early game, because it's gone so well for ShoWTimE, Clem has to make a choice. He has a 3-1-1 setup. He could throw down 2 more Raxes and turn this into an all-in. Oh, no 2 Raxes, throws down a 3rd CC. He's macro. Okay, he's going to macro out of this. We have the splash damage of choice. It is going to be the Bay into Colossus, not Storm. So no Storm here, going to be Colossus instead. Again, if you've been following PvT as of late, you'll know that rushing to Storm has... It was very trendy like maybe 2 weeks ago. Nowadays, less so. Again, like the PvT matchup has been evolving quite quickly, quite heavily over the past couple of months. The reasoning for that, one, Terran players have got better at scouting for that and confirming that and shutting it down, being less aggressive, being more defensive. If you are aware, you'll know that, again, like 2-3 weeks ago, 2 base all-ins were very trendy in TvP, especially around GSL and DreamHack Dallas. Not anymore. Like, that's all fallen by the wayside. Like, the meta has shifted away from that. Like, I would say that TvP has changed the most in the past 7 months. Like almost like on a monthly basis. Like, it's been a very volatile matchup. Or I should say, the meta doesn't stabilize for too long. Clem, he scans. Does get out in this. Again, we have mass charge ready. He's diving on the tanks. Ooh, hopping up saves the tanks. But Clem, he has to get the hell out of here. He has to pull away. Again, ShoWTimE was hunting for him. Does find him. And Clem, he bleeds out far too much here. Medevac being hunted down. Tanks as well. And just a brutal fight here for Clem. ShoWTimE doesn't chase up the ramp, doesn't chase into the reinforcements. Again, that was still a better trade. Looking at the Unsource tab here, he got Marines, Marauders, Medevac as well, and he delayed the push. Clem was being active. Clem, he wanted to try to deny the 4th. He fails to do so. Again, ShoWTimE is looking very comfortable. Very comfortable here. Oh. As I might have to leave the game. As I am spiking up here. Yeah, I'll probably have to join game 2 and game 3. If my ping doesn't go down, it's going down. So I'm just keeping an eye on it. Gonna leave the game. Unfortunately, my ping just spiked up to 1,000. So I'm going to check my VPN. I don't want to I don't want that to negatively affect the players. So we'll leave the game, and we'll check my VPN. So we should be able to join game 2 onwards, but yeah, a little bit unfortunate there. Blizzard servers, they can be a little bit difficult to work with sometimes. Smurge, pappy smurge. Yeah, do apologize, but yeah, my ping just shot up to 1,000, and it was not really going down. So I did not want to hurt the players in any way. So if you want to tune into game 1, game 1 should be taking place over on Wardi stream, and we'll be joining game 2. We'll be joining game 2. Let's have a look here. Google 3. Okay, cool. So yeah, do check out Wardi's stream, as Wardi, he is covering that. So we'll have the conclusion of game 1. Apparently wasn't impacting the players, but yeah, okay. Okay, I didn't want to risk it, especially because I don't know if you noticed, I left just as a fight was about to begin. So the last thing I would want is to negatively impact that fight as well. Yeah, smurge. So we're gonna be going on a break, and when we come back, we'll be having game 2 of the series. Again, do check out Wardi's stream. Wardi, he's covering the rest of game 1. So far, it looks like the game did progress, and they are getting into a 4-base setup. They're getting into 4 bases. For now, though, again, going on a short break. So I do apologize, but we should be there for the rest of the series without any issue. Should be there. So, see you soon. And welcome back to the grand finals here of the WardiTV Monday number 44. I do apologize for not catching the tail end or the second half of game 1. It was very intense, very back and forth. It went the distance, and it ended in a base trade as well. Honestly, ShoWTimE, he was in a really strong position for the majority of that game. I mean, again, we know why. Like, he had a really strong opener, he had a really strong early to mid game, but alas, in the midst of that base trade, did slip through his fingers, did have a hard time engaging, did have maybe a misjudgment of a certain fight here and there, and he did lose his lead. With that, Clem was able to bounce back, and Clem takes the lead in the series as we're jumping into game number 2. And again, do apologize for not being able to cover the second half. Just our connection to the BNet servers just died. My ping spiked up to 1,000 and it wasn't really going down. So I didn't want to inconvenience the players. I didn't want to negatively impact the game. So we ended up leaving in game 1. But now we can finally jump into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the French Terran player. We have the Blue Terran representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. We have the German Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. Here we go. Whew. And again, we're jumping into game 2. Again, I do apologize. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Just sometimes connection to certain servers can be very shaky and unreliable. Feels bad, man. But it's all good. Should be smooth sailing from here on forward. But here we go. We're getting into game 2. And we'll see how our players will adjust. We'll see how we do divert. Welcome one and all to Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the larger maps of the map pool. There are plenty of bases, very defendable bases as well. And we do often see longer and later games. We just had a bit of a longer game in game number 1. We could end up there once again here in game 2. Once again, we'll see how our players do open up. And we'll see if Clem does go for a bit of a more reserved or defensive approach. Last game, he was being completely shut down when it came to his initial Widowmine drop, when it came to his Raven base opener, when it came to his move out in general. So we'll see if Clem can calm down. See if he can calm down and tighten things up early on, as he had a very impressive comeback in the last game. Also, I appreciate you all in the chat as well, just because I was tuning into other streams while we were waiting during that downtime while waiting for the game, and God, the amount of balance whining in Twitch chats is sad. Oh God, oh God. We have to be back. To be fair, we do try to discourage that here as much as we can as well, to be fair. But yeah, here we go. We're settling it. As now we do have initial openers. It's about, yeah. I mean, it happens. It happens. But for now, once again, Twilight Council opener out of ShoWTimE. Likewise, we have our more standard economic opener here out of Clem, so nothing too crazy yet. From here, we should be working towards Blink, and we'll see if Clem, once again, going towards his Mind Drop-based opener. Now, last game was a Mind Drop into a Tech Lab, into add-on swap into Raven. We'll see if he goes for another Raven. We'll see if he commits into Banshee play. You can see the hallucination is here camping. The production does spot the Widowmine as it pops. So we do see that ShoWTimE is now aware of the Mind Drop. He is aware of what's coming his way. And we'll see how hard Clem does commit as the medevac is in production. I'm back at home. 3-gate setup, 3-gate blink, 3-gate blink into a third. There it is. Tech Lab is on the way. He could keep the Tech Lab at the factory and head into tank production, head into an early... he shouldn't be going Cyclone from here, but kind of head into early tanks. Could add-on swap Raven, could go Banshee. Second rack's already on the way. As he moves out, hallucination does spot the add-on swap. ShoWTimE, he's aware. This is when we swap for a second time and go into early stim. Be crazy. But no, it's Raven. Okay, same build. Fun fact, same build. Meanwhile, this time we do see the interception. The medevac is going to be zoned away. And Clem's drop is delayed. The drop is delayed. Once again, another interception. ShoWTimE, he's shutting this down so hard. Oh my God. Boost is on cooldown. And the medevac does fall. Massive pick off. ShoWTimE, calm down, puppy. Just like the last game, the early game here is where ShoWTimE has been excelling. I say just like last game. Last game, it wasn't quite like this, but he also did a great job at shutting down the early game aggression, cashing out the early drop and the Raven. Here, bleeds out 2 workers to the Reaper, as the Widowmine does waddle in. Raven moves out. This time the Raven does get across the map. Does move out. ShoWTimE is otherwise preoccupied. He saw the add-on swap, so ShoWTimE should be aware that something's coming his way, but this time there's nothing quite in position, so Clem, he will get some damage as the auto charge is coming in. Auto charge does hit the mineral line. Meanwhile, at the same time, going for stim. Yeah, ShoWTimE dives into the main base, does snipe stim. Very nice pick up. Stim goes down. Rotates over. Boys are being pulled. More SCVs going to be falling. Nice damage here from ShoWTimE. Sure, he lost a couple of probes here to the Raven. Blackwad's getting a lot of counter damage, but it's going to be a one-way trip though. Yeah, the Stalkers are going to be cleaned up. This is going to be an expensive trade here for ShoWTimE. Denies stim, gets 6, now 7 SCV kills, but he will lose 5 Stalkers. Ooh, only 5. Does recall back home. Does recall in time. Losing another 2 probes. As it all settles, who do we favor here? In general, I think Clem is in a slightly better position, except for the fact that Stim was delayed, right? Stim was delayed, so this will delay his timing, it will delay his push. It's giving ShoWTimE a little bit more breathing room here to get ready for the move out. Charge is on the way, +1 is on the way. Oh, and I did miss this, but as opposed to the previous game, if you remember, a big factor in Pylon, or on the Pylon map in game 1, was that ShoWTimE actually delayed his Bay for a long time. This time, it was a Bay and Colossus before charge, before +1. So earlier Colossus, this time out of ShoWTimE. This does mean that ShoWTimE, his army is going to be smaller. It means that he has less to split, but it does mean that in a head-on fight, he will have a more robust army. As we can see though, Clem, he may go for drop play. We'll see how he does piece it all together. As Clem, he's moving in. Again, ShoWTimE, he's ready for a frontal assault. If there was a drop play, I'd say otherwise. But Clem, he's backing off. He's claiming his third base. Okay, he has no intention of pushing in. He's just gaining map control to expand. So Clem, he retreats. I do like this, actually. I do prefer this. Otherwise, he would have had a hard time pushing into the Colossus. Now, second Colossus has arrived. Third Colossus. Now all the upgrades are kicking in. Charge +1. The gateway explosion as well. And just like the last game, I'm liking ShoWTimE coming into the mid game here. But what happened last game, Clem clawed his way back in. that's the reality here. Despite the shaky start, Clem, he was able to drag himself back into that game, force mistakes out of his opponent, take some better fights, and bring it back. So by no means is Clem out of this. I feel like you need a good start against Clem, and then you got to excel after that as well. Like you can't rest on your laurels, man. Behind this, Clem is getting his third base up and running. 4th CC is on the way. I don't really see ShoWTimE breaking this position, but he does push forward. Vikings are amassing. Shows his force fields. Yeah, he pokes in. Has to be. It's a very delicate dance here. Very delicate. Catching us on the rotor. Very nice. 4 marauders going down. A massive pickup. From here, he backs off. He does pull away. Does punish the Vikings. 1 Colossus does go down. Only 1 Colossus though, and now we have a second Colossus coming in. So some nice pickups there by ShoWTimE. Meanwhile, Raven Hearts across the map. There is a shield battery. ShoWTimE defends. Does defend. Likewise, took down 4 Vikings and 4 Marauders. Not a bad trade there from ShoWTimE, but he doesn't get into the mineral line. Clem defends. And again, we spoke about this at the start of the game. Here on Tokamak, these bases are more defendable. The third base, the 4th base are a lot more defendable. It's a lot more difficult for either player to push in. ShoWTimE is rotating. We'll see if he can delay the expansion. Oh. It's out the mine shot. Ooh, Prism exposed. Yeah, the Prism exposed. Denies the warp in. Yeah, massive pickup. And ShoWTimE gets caught out, losing the Prism and losing one of the Colossus as well. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, we spoke about Clem forcing mistakes, and again, ShoWTimE, he just sieged up a little bit too close. And that changed everything. If the Prism hadn't gone down, he can juggle his units, he can preserve the Colossus. Different engagement, different story. So a nice win there for Clem. Clem, he does expand, it claims his 4th. Again, if it wasn't for that moment, if it wasn't for that snipe, it's possible that Clem's 4th would have been denied. Or at least delayed here, and ShoWTimE, he could have actually fought in this location. But alas, everything goes south, and Clem gains his 4th. And now as we head in towards the late game, Clem, now he has the greater economy. He's on 4 bases against the 4 base setup of ShoWTimE, so Clem, he has the better economy overall. He's taking up into Ghost. You could argue that this Ghost company is a little bit late. True, it's a little bit late, but he's working towards it regardless, right? Towards Ghosts, more Vikings, more Bio. Clem's the first to max out. Clem, he's in this. Say Clem, he has momentum. It's going to be on ShoWTimE. He has to buy some time to refine his army. He's working towards his he's double expanding. True, he needs to. Like, he needs to double expand at this point. His 5th base is late. He's missing gases. So right now, there's no gases at the 3rd or 4th base. This means he cannot afford. I was about to say he can't afford a double road production. He is getting into it. 2 disruptors at a time, but he has to be so careful here with his engagements. as he's still on that low gas count. So he's heavily reliant on Zealot reinforcements, not on Robo reinforcements. So here we go. Dark Shriner's on the way. Auto harass here into the mineral line. Going for the disruptor. Nice save. Nice save out of ShoWTimE. Saves the disruptor. Taking a moment here. We're taking a breath. Bases are getting up and running. They're finishing up. Both players are posturing. We have the Temple Archives on the way. Again, just getting into all three forms of splash damage, Colossus, Disruptors, and Storm. ShoWTimE is rotating in. Clem out of position. ShoWTimE getting in top of the base. He's taking it slow. He's taking it slow. He's giving Clem time to respond. Clem does race over, and Clem he'll get here in time. Nice EMP. Nice EMP. Does connect. Nervous. They crazy. Army disruptors are exposed, and he will lose 1-2 disruptors. Yeah, the Prism goes down to the Vikings. That was 3? Yeah, that was 3 disruptors falling, and the Prism as well. Brutal losses for ShoWTimE. Oh my god. Calm down. Behind this, we're taking up Fusion Core. That's going to be for Liberators. So Clem switching into Libs. ShoWTimE just now taking his gases. With these gases, we can start thinking about not just robo production, we can, and a third robo, we can also start thinking about something like a SkyToss transition. Of course, it's a little more gas intensive. Scan into the main. This is really crucial. Clem is also looking. As we mentioned, start thinking about SkyToss, he's also scanning, looking for SkyToss as well, just in case. Clem, he needs to know. He needs to know if there ever is going to be a SkyToss transition. If that's the case, then he needs more starports, and he'd need to commit harder here into Vikings. But for now, he knows. For now, he is aware. At least relatively. Yeah, scanning once again. Does see research here on the Temple Archives. Now he knows that Storm is coming. Ooh, no bunker here back at home. Like, this space has been quite exposed. Gets a couple of SCVs. ShoWTimE, he rotates over towards the right-hand side. He's going for the planetary, but the army's in position. Yeah, Clem is ready. Clem, he's ready for this. Never goes off. Decent connection. But the Vikings, they bully the army. Takes down one, takes down the Prism as well, denies the warp in. Storms are not connecting. Oof. And Clem, he bullies the army, takes down the Prism, all 3 Colossus. Avoids the Storm. And these have been some rough trades here for ShoWTimE. And he's going for it. Stargate. So he's getting ready for SkyToss at least. Working towards the upgrades and working towards that kind of switch. But again, ShoWTimE doesn't have the gas for it right now. Not yet. It's at least in the back of his mind. Meanwhile, Clem taking another expansion. Scans, getting an eye on the saturation here of ShoWTimE. Scans down here as well. You can see here just how Zealot heavy this army is. It's almost pure Zealot. It's a very cheap army. And much more mobile, but alas, he rotates. Clem, he keeps up with the rotations. Takes down the High Templar. Oof. The Templar goes down, never goes up. Hey, gets a ghost. Gets one. Takes down a ghost. EMPs are connecting. There's a Elite Zone away, but ShoWTimE doesn't find any damage here. And again, the army is leaving much to be desired. As he sims in, tanks the Storms. Oof. Does tank. We have more Liberators on the way, and things are getting out of hand here. Like, again, ShoWTimE, he had a good start, but after a certain point, like Clem, he was just looking dominant. Catching at the army, taking better engagements, taking better fights. Establishing his 4th base. As we mentioned, like, that was the turning point, in my mind at least. The turning point was when Clem took that fight here at the 4th and claimed his 4th base. And as we mentioned earlier, like, it's hard to push into these bases. Like, we've seen ShoWTimE rotate. He's been rotating non-stop, like, between the northern base, the southern base as well. He's been trying to find a way in. But again, these expansions, specifically on Tokamak, are much more defendable, and ShoWTimE just hasn't found a way in. GT's getting caught out. Base is under fire. Even with the Zealot Warp in, this might still be too much bio. Oh, nice feedbacks. Force fields that lock down some key units. That was what, 2? Yeah, that was 2 ghosts falling. It's 2 ghosts going down. Diving in the army. Looks like the Zealots, they will overwhelm the ground force, but at the cost of everything else. Once again, resets the Colossus count, but the Zealots are popping up. They break through the Ghost, they break through the Marauders, getting into the mineral line. Likewise, Zealots are pushing on the right-hand side as well. Clem being pulled apart. Yeah, the Chargers, they are popping up. Too many Vikings. Yeah, they're forced to land. Clem trying to hold on. But again, he bled out so much supply so quickly. Nice time for the Disruptor. Zealots are still pushing in. They take down another base. That's 2 bases falling. And again, a really nice engage here from ShoWTimE and a nice counterattack as well. And now he's going for it. He's going for the kill. He cannot give Clem any room. Like, Clem has a massive bank, but if he can't spend his money, it won't matter. Like, it will not matter. He has to go for the production. And he's almost there. ShoWTimE, he's so close to the main. Like, if he can get into the main, he can end the game. He can just straight up end the game, regardless of the bank. But he's running out of steam. He needs more reinforcements. ShoWTimE is basically playing desperate, like almost all in. Like, he has to fight. Keep going. EMPs are solid. Mainly on Stalkers, though. The EMPs are connecting. Colossus have arrived. Again, ShoWTimE has to keep fighting. He cannot stop. He cannot give any room here to Clem. And diving in, nice focus firing. Gets 1, gets 2 medevacs. Still moving in. And he may have just done it. Gets a CC as well. With the 3rd Colossus, I think he can just stand and fight. Yeah, he just take it. He just send it. Send it, baby. He's so close. Colossus, they kite well. There's no more Vikings. Yeah, no more Vikings. No more anti-air. I mean, nothing in the air, I should say. Liberator's just not coming out. GG, well played. ShoWTimE, he will break through. Clem, he had a 5k mineral bank, but as we mentioned, he could not spend his money. ShoWTimE was unrelenting. And GG, ShoWTimE takes game number 2. Whew, GG, well played. Again, despite the bank, despite the economy, despite Clem being much more efficient in the mid game, and he was, like Clem, he did have a stronger mid game there after the openers, after the setup, after he got his 4th base. Clem, he was taking better fights, he was taking more expansions, he had a better economy, all true, but it came down to that one engage on the left hand side where ShoWTimE, he was able to overwhelm. Clem, he had over invested into the Vikings. ShoWTimE was able to take that fight on the ground, push forward, and just keep fighting, just keep fighting, just keep trading. Just made sure that the bank of Clem wasn't a factor. Was not a factor. Whew. And with that, GG, well played. A very intense game there, very intense. And with that, ShoWTimE ties things up. Ties things up 1-1. Ooh. GG, well played. So means else, yes. As we mentioned, like, he overwhelmed the ground army with mass chargelets. He was losing all of his high-tech units, but as we mentioned, like, again, just too much of a commitment here into Vikings, into Liberators as well. Just overran the ground army, and just kept going, kept trading, kept fighting. Went for the kill move. Clem's in Korea? Yes, yes. Clem is in Korea. Clem, Rainer, and Trigger. They're all in Korea. So it means that ShoWTimE is playing with ping. Clem, he had the ping advantage last game. So I guess that ping is a factor. But of course we do alternate. Just to keep it as fair as possible. We're getting ready for our next game. Whew. So here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 3, and we'll see who takes the lead. Who takes the lead in the series? Are they switching between West and Central? Always. That's always the case. So always make that assumption when it comes to online tournaments. I think the only exception are like regional qualifiers where like certain servers have priority. I think that would be the exception to that. Where like for like an EWC Americas qualifier, I think you can like force like Americas servers at least in certain instances. But otherwise, to alternate. And here we go. We're getting into the next game. We're getting into game number 3. And spawning in the bottom hand corner of Torches, we have the German Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing Sentinels, able to fight back, able to bounce back, and tie the series up. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the blue Terran player. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Here we go. Whew. As we are calming down, as we are settling in. And again, welcome one all to Torches. Once again, we're seeing this, which is a little bit more commonplace in a best of 5 to see Torches. But Torches is a much more aggressive map in the map pool, much more aggressive. And you can go for some more shenanigans. You can, of course, go for more dedicated drop play. The rush distance by air is quite short. Rush distance by ground, depending on where you expand, can also be quite short as well. You can mine through the mineral patches, there are the gold bases, there are healing pads. So often players do avoid this map, but hey, we're able to experience it a little bit more here tonight. As this is our 3rd time in today's broadcast. Let's go. Let us go. Last time we were here, we had Shin rushing into the gold, if you recall. He rushed into the gold base. And used it to get into just a boosted economy into a standard game, which was crazy. Crazy. For now, double gas. Ooh, for the first time this series, double gas opener out of Clem, going for a faster factory. Quickly discussing this matchup in TvP, which also goes in line with this double gas opener. Because of the short rush distance by air, we have seen a lot of players open up Banshee to go Rax into Factory, into CC, Tech Lab into Banshee play to harass across the map. Because of the rise in popularity of Banshee play, then we saw the rise in popularity of Stargate openers to hard counter the Banshees, like Oracle into Phoenix. And then we had to switch into like a heavy 2-on-1 to punish Stargate play, and then like again, like we've seen a lot of mind games take part here in Torches, and we'll see what Clem goes for. We'll see how our players do embrace this map. For now, Twilight Council. Twilight Council, quickly checking Clem, he did scout the tech. He knows. Okay, he saw the Twilight Council, so he now knows that something like going into that earlier Banshee play is going to be a little bit more accessible. We do have the tech lab on the factory initially. CC is on the way, on the high ground. And we'll see where Clem takes us. We have the Cyclone first, so early Cyclone. From here we can go into initially a Cyclone drop, so Cyclone into Medevac. Otherwise, we could go Cyclone into Tech Lab. There we go. Medevac's on the way. Going for the early drop. Going for the initial drop play. ShoWTimE, he has limited information. He saw the factory timing, so he knows that it's more gas intensive. He knows it's more tech heavy, I should say. And he's about to confirm with the hallucination. So ShoWTimE is moving in. Behind this, we have a 3-gate setup, so 3-gate blink. Hallucination does confirm the add-on swap. So really important there towards the end. He saw the drop, and he saw the add-on swap as well. So there we go, tech up on the starport. Now, for the past couple of games, this has been add-on swap into Raven, but here, yep, add-on swap into Cloak Banshee, which, as we mentioned, is a lot more popular on torches. And Clem, he saw that there wasn't a Stargate. So drop into the main. Lock on onto the Adept. Adept goes down. Just in time shield, maybe a couple of seconds too late. Yeah, just a little bit too late there. Did not save the Adept. Nice pick off at a Clem. Now, what I really like about what's happening here is that every game we've had an add-on swap, but again, it's been Raven. So ShoWTimE, he is not 100% certain as to what's coming his way. He has not confirmed that Cloak is being researched. He has not confirmed. But, I mean, just because this is really popular on this map, I'm sure he's still thinking about it regardless. I'm sure it's still on his mind. But the potential here of Cloak and Banshee. And thankfully he did go Robo before expanding. So again, just really safe play out of ShoWTimE. Thanks to the earlier Robo, Observer's on the way, Hallucination moves out, and the Hallucination may spot the Banshee. The Banshee is here on the right hand side, it's hidden. But he does see the research. Yeah, he sees. Whew, just in time. So he saw the research. He saw the tech lab. We have, yep, another observer on the way, just in case. ShoWTimE is aware. So that moves out. Moves out, nice catch, catching out two Stalkers. Oh, brutal losses there for ShoWTimE. Banshees are about to hit the main base at the same time. In the main base, there is an army in position, detection, and Stalkers. But Clem is still moving in, still catching out Stalkers. Nice time for the Cyclone. Yeah, two Banshees, they can one-shot. 1, 2, 3 probes going down. And three Stalkers, barely not enough here. Not fast enough, I should say. 7 probe kills. And Clem is going for the kill. He's going for the throw. So many Stalkers have gone down. Snipes the Observer. One Banshee falls, there's one Banshee left. And you can see he's just taking control here at the center of the map of the low ground. Goes for the dive. Nice snipe. Gets one, gets two. Takes down both tanks. Takes down the medevac as well. And ShoWTimE, he will completely clean this up. Takes out every single tank and the Marines, and he will save his third. He saves the third base. The Banshee's still being annoying, but a solid defense. Could have been worse. Could be dead. Right, he could just be dead here and now. So he shut down the push across the map, and no bunkers, no tanks, no nothing to defend. Again, that's how committed Clem was. He was so committed to that move out. And ShoWTimE, he can punish. He's going for the Marauders. Oh, doesn't quite get it. And Marauder does survive. There we go, gets one. One Marauder goes down. Clem is holding on. Oh, he's crazy. This is a risky maneuver here. Clem going for the double drop. He doesn't, for all he knows, Stalkers, if they went back in right now, they would just wreak havoc. They would just deny any kind of mining. But ShoWTimE, he backs off. He doesn't go in. He doesn't know to, of course. So very risky move here, and it pays off for Clem. Dropping into the main. Going for the Forge. Forge gets picked off. Nice +1. Nice pickup. Clem pulls away. Pulls out. Whew, okay. Okay, we can calm down. As Clem, he does reinforce. He's going for another drop. Now behind this Clem, he is... Ooh, 2 base all in. Behind this, 5 Raxes. He's on 5 Raxes, no third CC. He's going to throw it down now, it looks like, with this SCV, but a very late third base, very committed on 2 bases here at a Clem. That's why he has such a large army. That's also why he has to get damage done. He's deflected. There we go, third CC on location. A very late third base here for Clem. Oh, drops into the main. Does drop in, does unload. Does unload in time. He will lose the medevacs, but he does stim in. Yeah, takes out all the Stalkers, takes out the Zealots as well. Oof. Here come the reinforcements, and ShoWTimE, he will defend his base. Not sure if that was quite worth it. He got 6 Stalkers. So he was able to reset the Stalker count in the main. And that was a gas intensive loss here for ShoWTimE. Drop play continues. And again, the reason why Clem is just not stopping with these drops is because of how late the third is because of how all in he has been. He cannot stop. He's going to keep going. Also, short rushes is by air as well. So once again, going for another drop. There's 1 cannon, 2 shield batteries, and 4 stalkers. Gets 1 medevac, but he does unload in time. The losses has arrived. Charge us as well. And Clem here overextends here. Gonna be cleaned up. ShoWTimE, he holds. ShoWTimE does hold on. 4th base is on the way. Banshee finally goes down. Banshee goes down, ShoWTimE holds. Clem is still rallying across. Still pushing. And ShoWTimE has very limited scouting information. He has very limited vision on the map. He hasn't seen the army yet. Now he does. He spots the army, he rotates. He responds. Nice swipes with the Colossus. And nice swipes with the So Marauder Heavy. Colossus are trying to break through. And Widowmines are a little bit too far back. Does dive on the base though. Nexus goes down, nice pickup. Making sure that ShoWTimE doesn't get out of hand economically. Clem, he pulls away. Suddenly Clem takes an economic lead. We have 3 base versus 3 base. ShoWTimE, he needs another expansion. He needs that 4th. Oh, nice catch. Nice catch on the medevac. ShoWTimE pulls away. ShoWTimE is threatening a dive, but at this point now we have Vikings. Clem, he does have a pretty substantial force. I don't think ShoWTimE can push into this. Yeah, there's 6, soon to be 8 Vikings. Yeah, ShoWTimE backs off. He backs off. He cannot break the 3rd. And this is a rough position for ShoWTimE. Again, the 4th base is very delayed. It's just a really delayed 4th base, a delayed economy for ShoWTimE. And that translates into the supply lead. Earlier, you couldn't really see it, but as time goes on, as time progresses, Clem's army is getting bigger and bigger. And Clem, he should be the first to max. Unless these Zealots can get in. Okay. Gets into the mineral line, picks up a couple of SCVs. A little bit of damage. ShoWTimE, he rotates. He's ready for drop play. Speaking of, Clem, he is thinking about it. He's tempted. Tempted to drop. Both armies are maxing out. As you mentioned, Clem is the first to max. He's going to be the first to push. He's lacking a couple of ghosts, but there we go. We have 3 ghosts now with the main army. So he has a handful of EMPs. He has to make them count. He has 10 Vikings. Jesus, he has plenty of Vikings. Plenty of Vikings. A handful of EMPs. Oh, flanking Nova. ShoWTimE being cheeky, Nova goes off. Oh, doesn't connect. It had potential. Disruptor goes down. And now we're going for the head-on fight. Vikings, they go to town. We get some EMPs. Zealots are trading well for themselves. But the Colossus are zoned away. And Clem, just keep on pushing. Just keep on pushing forward. There's 2 Colossus left, but they're very low. And most of the charges went down. Clem stepping forward. Takes down another Colossus. There's one Colossus remaining. Oh, better connection. ShoWTimE. Connections we've been looking for. We've been waiting for. Does connect, does clip the army. Behind this, Clem, he's on 4 bases. So is ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE trying to get his 5th up and running. Again, like the economy for ShoWTimE is very lackluster. He cannot overwhelm, not the same as last time. See if he does connect. Takes out the final Colossus. Colossus goes down. We're holding on to 2 disruptors. The base is going to fall. Oh. We're coming with this around. Vikings force to land. Yeah, Vikings, they land behind the army. There's still 1 EMP left. Does go for the dive just in time. Takes out the disruptor. Very clutch move. A very clutch snipe. GG gets called. Clem, he will overwhelm, and Clem, he will take a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Clem does take a lead. Again, we had a very intense back and forth here. Initially, Clem, he was hyper committed on 2 bases, but he found the damage he was looking for. He found the damage. He was able to just go for a non-stop drop play into the bases, able to deny upgrades, able to shut down the forge, of course, able to break the 4th base as well. And Clem took a lead. As soon as the 4th base went down, like, he was able to take a lead. He was able to get ahead economically, larger army, stronger force. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into Maganatha. Clem is 1 game away from claiming the series. ShoWTimE has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. Oh boy. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can. Again, it's been a very intense series so far, and despite the scoreline here, like, ShoWTimE has had some really strong moments as well, especially in regards to the early game. In regards to the early game, the early to mid game. But we'll see if ShoWTimE can tighten up getting into a longer game. See if we can get there. Here we go. Getting into Maganatha. It's great that we're getting such great matches with everyone getting ready for EWC. It's affecting some players more than others, in the sense that, like, you know, Clem and Max and Hero, for example, they were always active in these tournaments, but someone like ShoWTimE specifically, he has been less active. Like, he is nowhere near, I should say, he's been nowhere near as active when it comes to signing up and competing in as many tournaments as some of the other players. But if you've noticed over the past month, maybe 2 months, ShoWTimE, he's been playing in everything. Like, he played in the CSO Cup over the weekend. He's becoming a regular in the Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. These are tournaments that ShoWTimE never used to play in, but now he's playing in everything. Like, ShoWTimE has been a lot more active. He's been grinding a lot more, and you can tell. You can tell. But here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 4, potentially the final game of the series, as spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Maganatha. We have the blue Terran player. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid, leading the series 2-1. It is Clem. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels down in the series. Can he bounce back? Can he force the ace match? It is ShoWTimE. Go. Here we go. So we are settling in and calming things down. Ooh, okay. From here, we're settling into Maganatha. We have an economic opener. True. We have a Rax Expand out of Clem. Going for something more economic. Going Marine first as well. ShoWTimE, being as annoying as possible, does not get the SCV, but he will force out more workers. We'll force some inefficiencies here out of Clem. So a cheeky start there by ShoWTimE. And of course, welcome one all to Maganatha. Maganatha is the largest map of the map pool. Very large map, long rushes despite ground. Despite that, it's not the most defensive map. It's not as defensive as Tokamak, for example. Here, the bases are more spread out. The bases are more spread out, and they're a lot more open as well. So I would say it's more difficult to defend your 4, 5, and 6 base setup on Maganatha, especially your 6th base. Like, it's yeah, a lot more difficult. We'll see if we can get there. But now Clem going for his own 1-1-1. Did skip his Reaper. Is going for the initial Hellion. Now the purpose of this one Hellion, and I believe it should only be one, is just scout. Just to rush across the map and to get a read on what's going on, just because Clem is playing blind. Remember, there's no SCV scouts, no Reaper scouts, so he's heavily reliant on this one Hellion. And again, only one Hellion, just for scouting. So the Hellion's being active, behind this going for a Widowmine drop. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE once again just opening up Blink. So 3-gate Blink into a Robo. ShoWTimE has gone for the same opener every game in this series. I mean, it's very safe, it's very standard. Like 3-gate Blink into a Robo before expanding. We could see ShoWTimE cut some corners. I wouldn't be opposed to him taking a faster third this game, but ShoWTimE would rather be safe than be greedy. Even though I think he could get away with it here. Blue Station Scout confirms the 1-1-1. Tech Lab is on the way. And it's going to be on ShoWTimE to confirm when the add-on swap happens, or even if there is an add-on swap, there we go, whether or not Cloak is being researched. He has to determine whether it's going to be Banshee or Raven. As last game we did see Banshees, this game it's going to be Raven. Ravens are on the way. Drop moves out. Let's head towards the main. ShoWTimE getting in position. He knows that the drop is coming. It's going to be 6 Marines and a Widowmine. Does head into the main base. Clem is going to be zoned away. Behind this going into... Okay, interesting. He fakes Cloak. First things first, so he does fake Cloak. From here... Unfortunately, the Scout is after the fake out. Unfortunately, but he was trying to fake out Cloak. What we do see, though, no tanks. No tank production, really early stim, really early combat shields. A heavy commitment into a bio setup. Really by a heavy early sim timing here by Clem. As typically we'd have the add-on swap tech lab on the factory, delayed stim and like tank production and more of a robust style. Ooh, meanwhile, we saw this previously out of ShoWTimE. I think we saw this, was it on Tokamak, where he's going for the Bay before charge. So the Bay is already on the way. So he's delaying charge, he's delaying +1 in favor of earlier Colossus production, which I do like here. Again, he doesn't need his upgrades, his charge, and his +1 as quickly. As fast. Meanwhile, we see there's no 4th and 5th ranks, so this is not a 2-base all-in. We're going into a 3rd CC. Clem is expanding behind this, but that won't stop him from hitting this timing. That won't stop him from being active on the map. We have a drop on the right. It is spotted by the observer. ShoWTimE is aware. Likewise, Clem breaking through the center. Doesn't quite catch the Stalker. Quiet, but the first Colossus has arrived. I don't think Clem is aware. Yeah, he hasn't really seen much. He hasn't seen much. With the Hellion, he was able to scout across the map. He was able to check the timing of the 3rd. Drop is deflected.
Research complete.
And Clemmy doesn't face check up the ramp, thankfully. Spotted by ShoWTimE. Auto harass here into the 3rd. Gets 2 probes. 2 workers going down. Oh. Nice catch. ShoWTimE does catch the drop. Meanwhile, 3rd base getting up and running. Clem is still being active. Not really committing across the map in 20 bases, but still just fighting for map control. Takes over the Zelnaga. Does get spotted. Ooh, and And Clem has to be careful here. Has to be so careful with his engage. Mind shot does connect. Mine's going down. And again, Clem is playing with fire. Oh, doesn't bait out the mine. Nice retargeting out of Clem. Behind this, we have the armory on the way for 2-2. The mine goes down. Clem has to get the hell out of here. As we mentioned, he was playing with fire and he is bleeding out some marauders, bleeding out marines. He should not have been out on the map, not quite like that. And he does make it home. Okay, he does make it home. Again, ShoWTimE cannot push into the bases, or it's riskier to. Just engaging out in the open. Zealot run by is being set up. ShoWTimE is ready for the Zealot run by. So let's try to slip in, catching reinforcements. Hoping to distract Clem. At the same time, here comes the main army, going for the mineral line. Does delay some mining, but he does not get in. Clem is keeping up. He's keeping up with the rotations. Drop into the main. ShoWTimE just maintaining map control. Behind this, claims his 4th base, gets fully saturated. 2nd robo's on the way. Now taking some gases. And looking to max out. And nice drop. Nice drop into the main. Again, just causing a distraction. Zealots say peel off into the natural mineral line. SCVs are going to be going down. Yeah, gets 5, 6 SCV kills. Gets up to 9, 10. Oh my god, 11, 13. 13 SCVs going down. Main army pushes in. And once again, more workers going to be falling. Never goes up. Decent connection. Does graze the army. 16 SCVs. Over the Vikings, they want the Colossus. And he might get one, but barely not. Colossus does survive. But still some better moments here for ShoWTimE. Did end up losing 3 Stalkers, but that's fine. 3 Stalkers, negligible. Lost a Disruptor. Behind this is with his 2 Robos. And ShoWTimE does get away. Does pull out, does pull away. Again, we spoke about how difficult it can be on Magnatha to defend your bases just because they're more spread out. That only gets more difficult as we take more expansions. And it applies to both players, depending on who's the aggressor. And now Ghost production is underway. Clem building up his Ghost count, ShoWTimE pulling back. Both armies are maxed. ShoWTimE is still only on 4 gases. So once again, he's very heavily reliant on Zealot run-bys and Zealot reinforcements. Prism across the map. ShoWTimE is moving in. Clemmy spots the army. Oh, they're retargeting. Up. As he distracts, Prism gets into the main. More SCVs going to be going down. A nice Zealot run by, nice Zealot drop. Yeah, 5 more SCVs. Clem forced to respond. Does race back home. ShoWTimE rotates over. Rotates towards the 3rd. Clem is in between the 3rd and the 4th. Waiting to respond.
Field depleted.
As Clem moves out, ShoWTimE moves in. Yeah, the base is exposed. Mineral line's going to go down. The CC as well. Yeah, CC's getting very low. Nice force fields. The army comes in. Ooh, force fields in the wrong location. Yeah, some brutal force fields there. The army stems in. Takes down the Colossus. And Clem, he will clean up. He will clean up the army, the Stalkers, the Colossus, the everything. Oh, the Zealots, though. The Zealot reinforcements. GG gets called. Yes, Zealots are coming from behind. And that was 20 SCVs going down as ShoWTimE ties up the series. We are going to the ace match. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Clem had a really hard time keeping up with the Prism harass, with the Zealot round-bys, with the rotations as well. Again, that's kind of like the one big challenge of Magnatha is rotating between the bases, keeping an eye on your army, on your opponent's army movement, and of course, keeping an eye on any harassment as well. That is the biggest challenge of Magnatha, and with that, Clem does struggle with that. ShoWTimE was able to gain map control, pop off. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're going to the ace match. Whew, let's go. are going to the ace match here, and we'll see how the story ends. So there we go. Just the wrong score outside of game. But we're going to game 5, and game 5 is going to be on ley lines. Here we go. My condolences for your connection. Ah, that's okay. It's okay. Thank you, thank you. Do appreciate it. It's all good. As we made it all the way to the ace match. But here we go, we're getting to the ace match here, getting to game 5, and we're here to determine who will be this week's champion that has gone the distance, gone all the way to the final game. Let's go. We're here for it. We are ready for it. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have our French Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. And a big shout out to G1ster. Gangster G1ster. Thank you so much for subscribing. Which Prime for three months. Thank you so much, Pappy. Do appreciate the support. As always, hope you enjoy the content, hope you enjoy the casting, hope you enjoy the StarCraft. As we have found ourselves in the final game of the series. Again, it's been very intense, very back and forth, very impressive play here by ShoWTimE, especially when it comes to the early game, to the early to mid game. But now we're loading into ley lines. We're loading into a much more standard map here. Speaking of, Clem opening up double gas for the second time this series. Remember, the last time you went double gas was on torches. Now we're seeing it here on ley lines. Now on torches, this led into a faster tech lab, into Banshee play, led into Cloak Banshee. So Cloak Banshee is going to be on the table here for Clem. Otherwise, he could go for an earlier Cyclone drop, he can go for an earlier tank drop. He has options. But he does have options. So we're setting up. Who does ley lines favor? Ley lines is an interesting map. I would say, on the one hand, it's a little bit more standard. On the other hand, there are certain features that do favor, I would say, ShoWTimE in a longer game. There are certain bases here that are a little more exposed. So if we end up, like, for example, in a 20 to 30 minute game where players are expanding on the fringe sides of the map, it can be quite difficult for Terran players to actually hold on to those bases. We've seen many a Terran struggle to defend and struggle to maintain themselves, especially in the late game against like a Skytoss army. But ShoWTimE doesn't actually play that way. Like we've seen quite a lot of longer games out of ShoWTimE this broadcast, and we saw him throw down the Stargate and a Fleet Beacon, but like we've never seen him properly embrace Skytoss in PvT. At least not today. Not against Clem or not in some of his earlier matches. We saw it against Shin, true, but that was PvZ. Something different. Otherwise, we have our Twilight Council opener, Twilight Council here at a ShoWTimE. Twilight Council into, I would imagine, 3K Blink. But again, ley lines, it's not as extreme as Magnatha or Torches or Last Fantasy or Pylon. Or Ultra Love. There's a lot of extreme maps in the map. Oh my god! Meanwhile, I assumed it was going to be Blink. My apologies. He's going for early charge. Okay, and this is going to work out quite well. Okay, so a couple of things here. One, we were curious about the build of choice. Remember, double gas into an early Cyclone drop, no add-on swap, early tank production. Really early tank production here to Clem. This looks like an early push. This looks like a very committed build here for an early tank push out of our Terran player. Blue Station Scout is denied. And now, ShoWTimE doesn't know. He doesn't know what's going on. For all he knows, it could be a Raven follow-up, there could be a Banshee follow-up, or there could be tanks as we're seeing here. And yet Clem is going to be rallying everything he can across the map. He's sending it. Hyper aggression. And I will say that a charge opener like this is ideal against an early tank push. If we can warp in there. We need those warp ins, we need those zealots, we need that charge. It's going to be close. As Clem does race across the map, he has his first tank. The zealots are warping in. He's getting in position. ShoWTimE getting ready for the surround. Yeah, does catch some reinforcements. Cybercore's under fire. Charge is ready. He's going for the tank. Yeah, he's going for the tank. The tank will go down. Again, that's the power of charge. Takes down the tank, takes down the Marines, and ShoWTimE defense. Ooh, nice control though. Blinks or does drop off the ramp. Does pick up. Trying to get the most out of this army. Gets one Stalker. And just a Stalker for now. Gets one probe. Gets one probe, gets one extra Stalker, and is going for another. Doesn't quite get it. And ShoWTimE holds. And again, going for a charge in such a way, really good read here out of ShoWTimE. I mean, he saw the earlier gas setup. If Clem had gone into Banshee instead, this would not have been anywhere near as effective. Like, imagine defending against Cloak Banshee with Zealots instead of Blink Stalkers. And remember, like, ShoWTimE, his rescout was denied. He didn't even know what was happening. He didn't know if there was where the add-on was, where the tech lab was. So really good read here by ShoWTimE. And with that, we're calming down. We're settling in. I will say that ShoWTimE, he has a stronger start, and now he's working towards Blink. Now we're getting into a Templar Archives. We're going to be opening up Storm for the first time. We've seen very often so far in this series Colossus base play, and Colossus follow-ups. For the first time, we're rushing into Storm. But this does complement Zealots a lot more, at least early on. Have the Autosart here sniping the Observer. Nice pickup. Snipes the Observer. I'm pretty sure that ShoWTimE, when it comes to going to charge this quickly and going into this Gateway Explosion, I think he does want to be more aggressive and more assertive this game. We'll see if he tries to break the third. Speaking of, Clem is expanding. Clem is not going for a 2-base all-in. He's expanding. You can see he's fully walled up as well. After the failed drop, like he's playing very defensive, very scared. Data on Wikipedia is just based on tournament maps entered and can be weird. Yeah, it's the same with Illegalac. Like, I don't... There's, like, some information you can get from Illegalac and some information you get from Wikipedia. But it depends what you're looking for. Like, sometimes the information is not actually, like, as accurate as otherwise seems. Depends what you're looking for. Meanwhile, yo, a big shout out to Let Me Play With Your Kitties in the chat. Gah, baby, gah. Thank you so much. Ooh, as Clem is pushing. High tempo storms where they will connect. He does take the storms to the face, and oh my god, most of the army does crumble. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, the storms are brutal. ShoWTimE, he does move out. And ShoWTimE, now's the time. Now is the time to push. Like, he just annihilated the main army. Now is the time. Send it. He's still got 2 more High Templar full of energy. But thank you so much. Thank you so much, Play With Your Kitties. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Illegalac doesn't collect any data about maps. My comment was about Illegalac's head-to-head rankings and ratings. Like, again, they have their own kind of weighting, and again, you can get certain information out of Illegalac, but I would not rely on it, depending on what you're looking for. So here we go. ShoWTimE does move out. I should say, I would not rely on solely Illegalac. as watching the games themselves can give you so much more. Speaking of charge, he does dive in, going for the kill. We do have a nice spread here from Clem, and ShoWTimE, he's breaking through the right hand side. The tank is getting a lot of shots off on the left. Yeah, Zells, they did overextend on the right hand side. Tank does go down, boys are being pulled. And with those storms, with the warp in as well, it looks like the warp in will finish, and ShoWTimE, he's done it. He's done it, he has broken Clem here and now. Yeah, it does break through, 19 SCV kills. Oof. And again, Clem, he was just brutalized earlier, taking all the storms to the face. Catching out 21 SCVs. And there's nothing left. Yeah, there's just nothing here for Clem. Again, it was just a really rough start. GG, well played, and ShoWTimE, he will take the series 3-2, becoming this week's WardiTV Monday champion. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to ShoWTimE, as he will claim the series. A very intense back and forth, went all the way to the ace match here between ShoWTimE and Clem, and a really explosive final game as well. Winding it back, just a really good read out of ShoWTimE. This is where mind games, or I should maybe even say game sense, comes into play. Winding it back, what was the opener? If you remember, double gas opener out of Clem, which ShoWTimE did confirm. It was a double gas opener into his own 1-1-1, and we were expecting to see a tech lab into add-on swap into Banshee or into Raven, which is what we've seen in the past. Here he kept the tech lab on the factory and went into tank production, which was not actually confirmed by ShoWTimE. He did not confirm this. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE opened up charge, which specifically is ideal and designed to shut down early tank pushes and early tank play. Like that is what that is designed for, I should say, or what that's best at, instead of like a standard blink based opener. So really good read there by ShoWTimE. Did open up charge. With that, completely shut down the opener of Clem. The tank push, the tank drop, what did he get done? He killed like a couple of stalkers, like 1 or 2 stalkers. He was able to get 1 probe. He didn't really get much damage at all. From that moment, Clem was behind. That's why Clem, he was walled up back at home. He was concerned about a counterattack, and the game could have continued on from there. It wasn't like it was over then and there, but brutal storms. He was able to catch out the army and snowball out of control. GG, well played. A really solid performance there by ShoWTimE. It shuts Clem down. Throughout the course of the series, I will say that ShoWTimE, he most impressed me in the early game, which is not something that I expected to say, but it was the early game and early to mid game where ShoWTimE was excelling. In almost every game, actually. In almost every game, ShoWTimE had a stronger start, but there were instances where he would lose that lead, where Clem was able to claw his way back into it when it came to drop play, when it came to counterattacks, when it came to his own aggression as well. I say at some points because I feel like Maganatha is a good example of like almost a perfect game out of ShoWTimE, where he was able to just maintain, or have a strong early game, maintain map control, bully back Clem. Like ShoWTimE was looking very in control on Maganatha, for example. But GG, well played. Really impressive play there by ShoWTimE. And shout out to Clem, because again, Clem, he's a worthy opponent. I mean, he's a typical champion of these online weeklies of WardiTV Mondays. If it's not Clem, it's either Hero or sometimes MaxPax as well. But this week, ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE does pop off. GG, well played. Again, ShoWTimE, he won Sparkling Tuna Cup last week, so obviously he's going to win everything. I mentioned this before, but just to reiterate, ShoWTimE, in general, this year, he has been less active in online tournaments. He's not like Hero, he's not like Clem, he's not like Dark was. He's not the kind of player that grinds and is actively playing in every single weekly tournament, but that has changed over the past month. Over the past month, ShoWTimE has been more active. It's been more active. It does seem like he's been devoting more time to practicing, more time to improving. Like many players, I'm sure, for Esports World Cup, he is putting in a lot of time and effort, and that's shown here as well. Some people might be thinking like, oh yeah, but you know, it's like it's an online tournament, does it mean much? Well, for players like Clem and Hero and MaxPax, they always give it their all in these tournaments, right? They always give it their all. That's why they win these. that's why they always win these tournaments, right? They're very active and they're very dedicated to their craft, of course. Especially MaxPax, for example, because he doesn't play in offline tournaments. So like the idea of like of holding something back for an offline event and not showing everything for online tournaments means even less to someone like MaxPax, who like always gives it his all, because that's what he plays for. He plays for online tournaments. So yeah, really impressive stuff here from our players, and really impressive play by ShoWTimE. Really impressive, and I look forward to seeing more of him next week in next week's tournament. Bearing in mind that EWC is right around the corner. Esports World Cup is right around the corner here. Quickly double checking the calendar, we do see that it is in a week, in less than a week. Jesus. In less than a week, we have the Esports World Cup. Of course, we're going to be casting it here on the channel. We do have permission to co-stream, so we're going to be all over EWC. Most likely, when I say co-stream, it's going to be like a viewer party kind of setup, a viewer party kind of scenario. Depends, they might give us a clean feed and we might just cast, might just straight up cast it instead. But regardless, EWC, it is going to be starting next week, and it is going to be a full week event. It's going to be 4 days. I say full week. 4 days. 4 days of StarCraft. It's going to be intense. It's going to be intense, and I'll do my best to get ready for it. There are a couple of matches that I need to watch myself that I haven't yet. I need to watch RSL. I need to watch some of the RSL playoff matches, and I need to watch Stars. I've been putting off Stars Agora. I need to watch Stars Agora as well. I do really want to see certain matchups and certain games to just have a better idea, have a better understanding coming into EWC, like the form of the players, the playstyle of the players, what they're getting into, and how they're looking. Otherwise, GG. Otherwise, GG, well played. GG, well played. Always happy to see Demal perform well. He's such a great player. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Looking good. Looking good. But with that, thanks for watching. Thanks to sports. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys next time here for the WardiTV Monday. That's going to be next week. When it comes to our schedule, as always, we cast StarCraft every single day. Yeah, every single day. We have plenty of StarCraft. We just wrapped up with the Monday evening cast of WardiTV Monday, and tomorrow, I say tomorrow at 9 AM KST, that's going to be 10 AM 10 AM AEST. That's going to be in 7.5 hours. Oh boy, 7.5 hours. We're going to be live here with the StarCraft Evolution League SEL 4 Masters playoffs. We're going to be live with the playoffs there of the PTR tournament. Basically, it was a PTR show match or PTR invitational for the StarCraft Evolution mod, and we're going to be covering those matches again in 7.5 hours time. Meanwhile, in less than 24 hours, we're going to be live with the Galaxy Cup. Shout out to Galaxy. Galaxy is a Korean player. It did host a tournament like 2 weeks ago. It's been a little bit. It's been like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But we were given the replays, and that is going to be a replay cast of that tournament. So we're going to be all over that as well. Meanwhile, we have the Pegasaur Cup on Wednesday. We have more StarCraft Evolution on Thursday and Friday. I believe those are the last chance qualifiers for the main event. We have the Podcast. That is our weekly talk show where we talk all things StarCraft. That's going to be on Thursday. And we have a SDO and STC over the weekend. So plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. As you can see, we're slowing things down a little bit. It's like usually we're live twice a day, every day, except for like Wednesday evening and Friday evening. But we do want to slow things down, get some rest. As I mentioned, I need to try to find some time to watch some other tournaments so I can catch up on some games from Stars Agora and RSL. That's going to be what I'm going to be up to Saturday and Sunday. So I'm just going to be catching up on some of those VODs and catching up on some of those games, getting ready for EWC. Oh boy. We're getting ready, man. Getting ready. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for support. And we'll see you guys tomorrow or the day after or next time. We'll see you guys next time. See you guys next time. Again, we're live all the time. If you see something that you like here, and if you cannot watch live, then do check out the VODs over on YouTube. Exclamation mark YouTube, also exclamation mark socials in the chats. You can get a link to our YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. We're all over the place. And again, we do upload on YouTube on a daily basis. So if you see something that you want to watch, but if you can't watch it live, check out the VODs on YouTube. Check them out. They're all there. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Ciao, papi, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.